All right, everyone. So we're about to have to upload our government IDs to watch YouTube and go on Spotify. There have been many instances, or there have been a few. Australia's been a country right now that's no social media for kids under the age of 16, but you have to verify who you are. So no, you should be against it regardless. And it's not bad for, I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad for a child to have social media, but you have to get off the phone more often than not. You can't be on the phone for hours at a time, is my point. So with all this, is going to become censorship is going to come about more often. I've talked about going to physical media before. I don't want, my audiobooks to be censored, which they kind of will be because Spotify will have you doing some sort of verification to state who you are. And if it really does come down to that, I might have to move my hockey podcast um, as well. And now the Blue Oasis podcast is still on Substack, so you can go subscribe to that and search that out. But if it really does come down to it, if we get like a warning system or something, which we probably will, saying that, hey, you need to verify your ID, you need to upload a license, you need to upload your credit card information, or something like that. First of all, if that ever does happen, I will lead a campaign to go back to uh, excuse me, um, I will lead a campaign to have physical media again. And if it means that we download movies and music off of the internet and put them on our DVD players and our Blu-ray players again, we're going to do that. We will. And I mean, do we need YouTube and Spotify? No, we don't need that. Now, has it brought about a bunch of special instances? Has it brought about a lot of good things? Well, yeah, it has. And it's done so much wonders for that. Spotify is the main audiobook platform I distribute my audiobooks to. Audible is the second, um, and because that's the way Find a Way voices work. And if it comes down to it, I will gladly make people CDs for this. I'll charge like $20 for a CD or an audiobook CD and make it again and put the tracks together. I can do that. I've been working around with that, and I would have to figure that out on how to arrange that and burn it to a CD. But I don't think it's going to be too hard in the long run to do that. But this has been an issue with all the censorship and TikTok getting banned and everything of the sort. You know, and now YouTube does have this, AI thing that's going to see what videos you watch. If you watch a lot of political content and you're over the age of 18, and depending on the time your account was established, you're going to be doing, um, you'll be fine for the most part. You'll do well. And I mean, if your account, I mean, they're still going to monitor you. So maybe you might not get that immediately, but there needs to be a lot of pushback on this. And if YouTube and Spotify want to collude with each other and want to censor us out of listening to music or watching videos or listening to podcasts, we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to go to Substack. We're going to listen to people on Substack. Well, I think I can find John Boy on Apple Podcasts. You know, I don't have to listen off of Spotify. I can go to Apple. I can go to um Overcast or Podchaser or you name the other podcast platform, because an RSS feed can deliver multiple podcasts, throughout anywhere. And and I don't care. I do not care about this. You know, these people are in cahoots with our governments, with our agencies, if quote unquote, but these they don't care about you. They will sell you out to make an extra dime. And it's shameful too. But this is a platform that I use to get my message out there to help people um, narrate an audiobook, and I've done well with this. I've got more subscribers slash followers on this platform than anywhere else. And I would, and if it really does come down to me verifying this to keep my videos on the platform, I'll gladly download all my videos and then redistribute them to Substack and then just keep them on my hard drive or something. Um, all the videos I created for YouTube, I will gladly do that and just put it there. And YouTube can become the next MySpace if they do this, if they really want to lock people out, because I don't know exactly what the future is going to hold. I don't want to just quit on YouTube. That's not my goal. My goal is to get the message out there, and YouTube is the best avenue for me to do what I do. But it, it's hard to put this into words. It really is, because you know this has been you know and even with YouTube Kids, it has been an educational tool. You learn so much too. Now, there are very few things that can compare to this. I mean, have we wouldn't be self-taught. I wouldn't have known how to make an audiobook. And YouTube, it was YouTube. It wasn't me in a library doing this, because you need to see those in videos. Now, can books help? Can PDFs help? Yes, they can. But YouTube was always there as the videos. Yeah. There's not a proper algorithm that Substack has that would beat out Google. It's just not there. You all. If they censor you, if they ask for your government ID or a credit card or birth certificate or something crazy like that, you know, go buy physical media. Go watch it. Go watch what you can. Because think about it, Disney Plus, there's certain things that are not available on Disney Plus, you know, and the fact that Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus can just yank stuff off of there, essentially pay to watch those shows or movies or whatever, and it's gone. I think, that's like it's like me stealing, your Word document off. Someone steals a Word document off your computer, and it's like, hey, where's my Word document? I paid for this laptop. Oh no, you don't own that Google that Google Doc file anymore. You don't own that Word file. And it's like, but I downloaded it. It's mine. I should get to keep it, sort of thing. I paid for this laptop. You put it out that, you know, because unless it's on your laptop, you know, unless it's right there, you know, or unless you have an actual copy that is on your hard drive or a physical copy of something, you don't own it. Just kowtow to your preference, so to speak. We're not going to kowtow to this, we're not. And, you know, this has worked out well for me. But if they really do have if these draconian measures go so far that they force me off the platform, then I'll leave. I'm not going anywhere. There's still going to be people here that are going to watch videos, but they're going to put a lot of people in between a rock and a hard place, and I just hope is able to do their thing. Now, the AI facial recognition stuff. I'm 31 years old. I mean, maybe I don't look like him. Maybe they could say, "Oh yeah, this guy's good." and he doesn't need to upload something. But, what about the average commenter to upload a photo ID or take a picture of themselves and just analyze that? I mean, we're giving our biometric data to these companies, and they can do with that. it- and imagine, 23andMe doing whatever they want to your DNA and cloning you, sort of thing. And you don't think they would have, don't capitulate to this, but don't give up on something that you've built, you know, years working on, crafting too, if you're right to do at this point, but if things really do get this draconian, if you have to do that, and there's like this to approve your account or just verify your account, I'm taking my stuff off Spotify. I'm taking the podcast off the hockey podcast off of Spotify. I'm taking it there if people are listening. I mean, Christopher Nolan talked about buying physical media, and I think the one he just didn't, abandon our VHS players and our DVD players so quickly for such convenience. Netflix movies, and even though it came out on a 56K modem at the time, it was revolutionary, and it took hours to download, and you had to get off the that back in the day, or you got your movies in the mail, and you had to be very careful, certainly with the DVDs back then. I don't know. I think they might have used both of them from like Blockbuster or something. So you can always get good movies as well. Speaking of physical media, the one physical media that I don't think we're ever shaded right now, but and I guess the blurriness kind of fits in there. But books, times on the channel, start reading more. You don't have to give all your attention to YouTube. I honestly hope you don't. I hope you are reading more books. You need to do this. And I think it's harder in some instances, it's actually harder to be studious than it is to physically exercise. I've seen this because is around and watch movies and not activate your brain. But but activating your brain can be much easier than exercising. And you know, and I read about in the book, The Bad Guys one, that the Astros really should have you know been there. And I'm trying to look at that. It was during the '86 pennant, during the 1986 playoffs, and he had to deal with the he had to deal with the Mets that World Series, and it would have been very interesting to see Nolan Ryan on a different team and also defeat his 69 World Series with them. It would have been very interesting to see what would have happened um, against the Red Sox, and and I guess that also might have influenced the decision in league, or if they went to the American League. So there's that. Got a little sidetracked there, but books are going to be since let's get back in the libraries. Let's get back into the cafes, the book cafes, drink some coffee again, and let's get this thing. Well-informed population will always bring about peace and prosperity. I hope you liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I work on audiobooks and I manage audio software. So if you like that stuff, please consider subscribing.